Hey, Chris, pretty good. Enjoying this historical talk about these teams. It's a shame the Red Sox in the 40s and 50s Red Sox there. The other teams, the good teams of that era, the Dodgers, Giants, and Yanks and Cleveland, they all got at least one title. And the Red Sox were the ones that didn't make it.
Very good point.
Ted did not get his World Series. He got into one, but they lost.
Yeah, the Giants won in 54. Dodgers won in 55.
Right.
A lot of those good teams, the Cardinals won a championship in 42. A lot of those good teams, that perennial good teams in the 40s and 50s, snuck out a championship. The Indians were good. They won one in 48. A lot of those teams won one in that Yankee dominant period where DiMaggio was 10-1 in the World Series and the beginning of Mantle. And the Red Sox, who should have won a couple, never did win one. That's a very, very good point on your part. You're right on top of that.
You would have thought they'd have snuck one in there somewhere along the line. Maybe Ted going to Korea didn't help, I'm sure. But that Red Sox team in 47, that Red Sox team in 48, that team should have won. He got hurt. Williams, he hurt his elbow in a game late in the year when they were playing an exhibition game to stay sharp for the World Series, because they remember in 48. One of those years he got hurt. It may have been 46. I guess it was 46. One of those years he got hurt. And when he got hurt, no, it was 46. Remember one thing about 46, Mark, you don't know this. 46, the Cardinals and Dodgers played a 3-game playoff because they were tied. Right.
The Dodgers and Cardinals tied at the end of the regular season. They both won, I want to say, about 98, 99 games. 46, they won 96 games apiece. They played a best-of-3 playoff. The Red Sox won 104 games. But in that 3 or 4 day period when the Red Sox are sitting around and the Cardinals and Dodgers are playing that 3-game playoff, remember they had to travel and all those things, the Red Sox played an all-star game against other American leaguers. In that all-star game, Ted Williams hurt his elbow. Wow. Banged it up on the wall. Now you say, what's the big deal? Williams did nothing in the World Series because he was not 100%. That's interesting.
He did have a bad series.
But if you look at the Red Sox, they should have. You're right. They should have won a championship in that period. That's a good point. Go ahead. What else?
So the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, in '94 when they had the strike. Now, if some guy had a 54 game hitting streak, and then they went on strike, and the guy came back after that and then broke the record for DiMaggio's streak in let's say in '95 when they came back.
Well, not in major league record. Nobody had a 54-game hitting streak in '94.
I'm just saying, if somebody did.
Oh, if somebody did.
And then he came back and broke the record. That record wouldn't have stood. And I've always wondered why Ripken gets credit for the Iron Man streak, because it's basically the same thing. The DiMaggio's thing wouldn't have gone down if that had happened that way.
Well, that's an excellent point. Excellent, good call. I never thought of that. No, Ripken would have played the games. He would have broken it anyway. But that's an excellent point. Mr. Torrey is in the house.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. We got a lot to talk about. We're not going to do it all this particular segment. I want to talk about this 77. Do you remember that series at Yankee with 13?
Yeah, I remember.
The Red Sox came into town, and the Yankees beat them in 2 big games. I remember that very well.
Reggie had a walk-off home. It was 0-0 the night. Did a 2-run shutout Reggie Cleveland to win the second game.
Okay.
And then Tiant, I think, beat him in the finale of that series. And then, so they won 2 out of 3. But, the Red Sox beat him a week later at Fenway twice. They only played a 2-game series. But by that time, I think Boston, remember they were battling the Orioles and the Red Sox that year in '77. So I think the Red Sox sort of fell off a little bit before they won those 2 games to really make up ground.
Good boy. We'd have to check that. I'm not positive. We'd have to check that. Fair enough. Maybe I didn't even realize they won 2 games against the Yankees.
Yeah, it was like a week. Like the Yankees after that series, I think they swept the Tigers, and then they went to Fenway, lost 2, and then after that they had the bad teams in their division that they beat up on after that. Whether it was,
but I do remember that 3-game series pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, the Fisk fight at the plate with Munson. What year was that?
That was '76, wasn't it? Yeah,
was it the year before in '76?
I think it was.
Okay, the Stick Michael thing up in Fenway. What year was that?
That was earlier. That was
72, 73.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that was before the Yankees got really good, though.
That was before the Yankees were pretty good in '72. The Yankees were much better in '72.
Yeah, '72 they finished like 2 out or 2.5 behind.
I mean, that was the year of the strike. I mean, where they got started. The season started late, and the Red Sox did not play the same amount of games as the Tigers did, and the Tigers won the division. Yet they had the same amount of losses, but because they had one more win, Detroit won the pennant.
Right. Yeah, well, 73, I think the Yankees were closer than
I'll take a look at that.
I think it was 7, right. Yeah, because the Tigers, in 72, the Tigers, right, they finished, they didn't make up that game, and they got, and then.
No, the Tigers,
right.
I think the Tigers just played one more game. They picked the schedule up when they picked the schedule up, I believe, right?
And they won the division, and the Red Sox got screwed.
Yeah, I thought so. Now, the Yankees, I thought the Yankees were in that pennant race in 72. They were not, Steve?
The Yankees finished that year behind. No, they were 79 and 76. I think 73 they were like 2 or 2.5 back of the Orioles. Let me just double check if I recall correctly. And they played. They had a pretty good year that year. The Orioles.
All right, so I was wrong. So it was not the year. So then in 73
they were over 500, but they didn't.
Yeah, all right. In 73 the Orioles won 97. The Yankees won 80. So it's not 73.
No, it was 74 probably then. It was one of those years they finished. They were right there. They were right
there. I thought it was. Let's look at 74. I got it right in front of me. All right, 74. Yeah, Orioles won 91. The Yankees won 89.
Yeah.
That's the year.
Yeah.
That's the year. But there's nothing like a Yankee Red Sox scenario. You know that, but anybody.
Yeah,
None.
I mean, this should be fun, these next 3 games.
I mean, I tell you right now, too, there's nothing on television to watch unless you're wrapped up on the Utah Jazz. I mean, what is there to watch? There's no hockey. They got 2 lousy NBA games. You got nothing but Yankees and Red Sox here these next couple days.
Yeah, I know where I'll be. I mean, I'm not going to watch these NBA games. They're going to be on late, especially Golden State when they're up 3. Well, both these series are over. I mean, there's really nothing compelling.
Nothing compelling.
So there's no hockey tonight, so that's where you got to be, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm with you. We'll get to Steve's weekend celebration and his holiday and what he did there as far as that is concerned in a sec. We will first chat with him with the Sports Bite here on Mad Dog.